Okay, so we need to get started with setting up our accounts. So there's two things we need. A lot of people think there's only one thing we need, but there's actually two things we need. We need a domain name and we need a hosting plan. Now let's start with the hosting plan. The hosting plan basically means we're going to rent space on a server. A server is just a computer that's always connected to the internet all the time. It has some special software on it that will create backups and do some other stuff, but basically it's a hard drive that's always connected to the internet, and we can get to it. So these files that you're seeing on the Slam Academy website here, every single one of these graphics is just a file that's sitting on a hard drive that is always connected to the internet. Now, you don't want to buy and maintain one of these hard drives. They're very hard to maintain, and we pay people a lot of money to maintain them for us. Big companies will have their own servers. We don't want to deal with that. So what we do is we rent space on someone else's server. Let them deal with all the maintenance, and we get a little chunk of storage, and it will always be connected to the internet, and it'll be kept up, and it'll be easy. So we need to rent that. It'll be a yearly fee for that, or you can do it monthly if you want. The second thing we need is a domain name. Domain name is this thing up here, slamacademy.com, or whatever you want to call it, obviously. A domain name we also pay for. We kind of rent a domain name also. I mean, you own it, but you always have to pay to keep it, so it's basically like renting it. So that is also a yearly fee, which I think through most companies you can do as a monthly fee if you want. It's easier to do it as a yearly thing, or every 2 years, or however you want to do it. So they're two separate things, and we get them to talk to each other so that the domain name, once we get it all set up, it knows to go to the place where all our files are. That's what we have to make happen. This is really easy to do. I'm making it sound more complicated than it is, which is the opposite of my intention. So basically, we can buy those two things from any one of millions of companies online. It's a bit easier, though, if you buy them both from the same place. In my experience, that's the easiest thing to do. So if you buy them both at the same place, that little connection between the domain name and the hosting plan can kind of happen much quicker, and it's easier, and you don't have to do any behind-the-scenes nonsense. They just kind of make it happen for you. So those are the two things we need. A hosting plan, that'll be our server space, and a domain name.